The internet brings comic fans around the world into one comic community. We support the just pay and recognition of these comic creators' comic fam. Because comics are for everyone. It's 10 p.m. Eastern, live from the United States to Australia. This is the Not Near Mint Show.
Welcome to Not Near Mint, everybody. It is the 142nd episode of this great little show that we've been going on for about the last 3+ years. So tonight we have some very special guests. We have the main dude in charge of all of this company that we call Band of Bards. And we have with us the creator of Sentience. Her name is Elyse Russell. Why don't we bring them all in, everybody? And by the way, may the 4th be with you. And may the 4th be with everybody joining us tonight.
Hello, hello.
What's up?
Good.
How's everybody?
Doing well.
Good.
So
Can't
welcome
complain.
to the show. This is the second time that we have Tim back to the show. I want to thank you again for joining us tonight.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Thank you. And Elyse, you have a new book coming out. It's called Sentience. Would you like to tell everybody a little bit about the book?
Yes. It's a light novel, so it'll be a mix of prose, illustrations, and some sequential art. And it's a steampunk horror. And it's about a clockwork android assassin slowly realizing that she might be more alive than she thought, and that her evil necromancer mother might need to be overthrown soon.
I love it already.
I hate that when your necromancer mom gets to be too much.
Darn!
Yeah.
I told you, Mom.
Sometimes you gotta get rid of them.
Just in time for Mother's Day at that.
That's perfect.
It's true.
That's lovely.
Happy birthday, Mom, and happy Mother's Day, Mom. My mom's no longer with us, so I guess if I tried giving her the comic going, are you trying to tell me something? So how did Sentience come together? How did you get working on it? Elyse?
I originally did just a 4-page short. I held up 3 fingers. A 4-page short with Dany Rivera, the artist, for Hyphen Punk. And I liked the character a lot and wanted to work with it more. So I wrote it as a graphic novel, the outline for it. And then I started waffling a little bit because that's what I do. Should I make this prose or a comic? And I was doing that like very publicly on Twitter because that's also what I do. And Chris from Band of Bards was like, I have an idea. Let's kind of do both. You know what a light novel is? I was like, no. But then he filled me in and I loved it. Talked to Dany. She loved it. And here we are.
Nice. So how did you get working on this book with Dany? Did you get put into contact, or were you looking over other people's artwork?
Oh, no. I dragged Dany everywhere with me.
So how did you meet? How did you locate him?
It was extremely serendipitous. I, about a year ago, decided to get into trying to get published, get into comics. And I was looking for an artist for a pitch on Reddit and Guru. And I put out like a little request, hey, looking for a female artist for this thing about a barbarian. And she messaged me on Guru or Reddit in the same hour that I messaged her on the other website. And we both were like, I want to work with you. It was kind of like we said it at the same time almost, you know. And yeah, it's just been a blast ever since. We just clicked, and I tried to get her involved in as much as possible.
Nice.
So why comic books? When you're thinking about doing a light novel kind of rooted in manga, or just a full-out graphic novel, comic books. What made you go, you know what, this is going to be exactly the medium I have to work on?
Chris. For the light novel, that was all his idea. And once he told me about it, it made a lot of sense because it's a hybrid of the genres of steampunk and horror. So why not have it be a hybrid in another sense as well, having it be prose and comic? And then since I write both prose and comics, I get to kind of frolic with both of the mediums then.
And did you find it difficult changing prose up to a format of comic books, so you turn a page and you're surprised instead of all on 2 pages and, oh, I knew exactly what was going to happen because I knew that there was a panel over here on this page instead of flipping it. Was it a learning curve?
Well, that's actually one of the benefits is you're not going to be able to just pick it up and see spoilers because we're being very careful about what we're having illustrated. So you're not going to see big moments. All that's going to be in the prose. I have 2 different documents that I'm working on, and I have them pulled up side by side. One is just straight prose, and the other one has the descriptions for the illustrations and the panels and where they go within the prose. And then I talk to Dany, and she makes them look beautiful.
So, in working in comic books, is this something that you've been looking forward to working in for a long time? Have you been reading comics since you were growing up?
I wish. No, I didn't. I've been a big reader since I was 6, but I didn't get into comics until I was an adult, actually.
Same here. Well, I read mangas, but not comics, but comic books.
Yeah, I think I read a couple of Inuyasha when I was in middle school.
Same here.
Like late middle school, maybe, but and I watched anime, but yeah. So I had this book that was like the Geek Girl's Guide to the Galaxy or something, and I wanted to find more fun, nerdy things to do, and they suggested in there Red Sonja by Gail Simone. So I read it, and I was just like, oh, I love this. I mean, the Walter Giovanni art is gorgeous, and it's hilarious and badass and awesome. And I was like, this, I could work with this.
Yeah, even bringing up on the screen now, this is some of the promo material for Sentience coming up here. And we even have the cover ready and prepared. And let me also bring up, while we're at it, the website for Sentience. And Kirk, did you get a chance to flip through it at all?
Just a tad bit. It's pretty interesting.
All right, so here we have the Sentience site over here for Zoop, and we get to find out that a clockwork android named Kyra, completely assured of her place in the world, is becoming riddled in self-doubt and burdened with questions of her own identity. Sentience is an American light novel, is a 13-chapter mix of prose and comic art, containing approximately 20 illustrations, including some sequential art, and is ready to shatter the boundaries of the medium. If you like Ex Machina, Mortal Engines, Pinocchio, Princess Bride, Dark Tower series, Monstrous and Claymore, this is going to be for you. We already have 100 supporters with 9 days left. $3,776 out of 4,000 so far raised. So you are more than 75% of the way. Congratulations on that.
Whoop, whoop.
So
down to the last couple $100-ish, hitting that main goal, and then we can start working
224.
on some of the stretch goals.
Yep, I'm like Scrat with the acorn right now in the Ice Age. It's like, yes, being very close, very excited.
So normally Ayce would be joining us on the show today, but they're a little under the weather. But they do have a question. Big reader, have you read this? Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. It's their favorite book.
Oh, I have not, but I am willing to add it to my list.
So on top of all that, what other kind of comic book writers or other writers and artists, films, what inspires you?
As far as films, the three that really always stuck with me growing up that I watch again and again would be Legend, Lady Hawk, and The Last Unicorn. So you'll find
All
little
right,
elements.
shit, dude. Legend and The Last Unicorn are my fucking shit, and I watched that shit all the time as a kid.
Over and over and over. Yes. Tim Curry was like the perfect
The devil. But
right?
he was so
Yeah.
scary.
I love Tim
Yes.
Curry.
And
He's
it was
so
the only
great.
time Tom Cruise was hot.
Yeah.
When he had the bad teeth, like mine.
Jack and Lily. Love that shit.
Yup.
And then
Yep.
what was the Last Unicorn with Mia Farrow and Jeff Bridges and all them. Oh,
Uh-huh.
hell yes. Unicorn.
Lady Hawk was
The
a big
so
one for me.
that
It
one
made
had
me want
Michelle
a black
Pfeiffer in
horse.
it? Does that
Michelle
have-
Pfeiffer and Rutger Hauer, yeah.
So I remember seeing flashes of it, but I need to watch it.
Yes.
But I mean, I know what it's about. I mean, it's like a fantasy in that
Mhm.
era. And she's kind of, Red
Yep.
Sonja-ish.
She's turned into a hawk by day, and he's a wolf
Magician
by
or
night.
something. Oh, okay.
So they
Huh.
they never get to touch. They were cursed.
When did this movie come out? That's
80s, bro.
The 80s.
Yeah, I was born in '87, so I was raised in the '90s. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
Last
watched it-
Unicorn came out in the 80s, late 70s, early 80s. Right?
Same
That
with
was
Legend, too, right?
1979 or 80, I think.
Huh?
Yeah.
Didn't
Last
Legend come out in the late 80s, too?
Yeah, Legend
yeah.
was 85
Had to have.
or 86.
Definitely
but
had an 80s
Last
vibe.
Unicorn was 82.
There you go.
Oh dang!
Say, was Legend before or
Legend
after
was
Top Gun?
85.
Legend was before Top Gun.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I
And then
thought.
Lady Hawk was 85.
Yeah, after Top Gun was when you had Tom Cruise fix his teeth so he could go and play a superior
business.
Iron Man one day. Supposedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So, are you a current comic book reader of books that are coming out today or books that came out back in the old days? And what do you like?
Most of the comics I read are graphic novels, and they're in the fantasy or horror genres. I'm not as into superheroes as others, except maybe Deadpool. I read a lot of Deadpool. But I like Saga and Monstrous,
So I'm
Red
reading Saga
Sonja,
right now.
Pretty Deadly, Witches. There's a lot of Harrow County I just got into. Oh, that's a good one. Boston Metaphysical Society is amazing. So lots of I like to get graphic novels so that I can read for more than 15 minutes. Because I just read a floppy and then I'm like, okay, now what am I gonna do? So I like the big thick ones.
It's a 10-minute over and done. There was a study that was done not too long ago. If you were looking at comic books that were printed back in the early 60s, it would take you about 25-30 minutes to read because they were trying to stick a literal book inside those pages. Today, it's let's get to the fight scene. Let's cut out as much dialogue as we can. Let's leave up to the viewers' imaginations what's going on instead of explaining panel by panel what's happening with word balloons. So, yeah, I kind of admire the old days as much as what's going on now. It's just stylistic.
Pros and cons.
Oh gosh,
Yep.
even I've got this collection of Claremont Miller Wolverine run over here, and even
Yes.
that, you know, there's so much more dialogue, so much more narration built into that, and I mean, it's shocking when you read a little bit of that, put it down, then read something that's being published, brand new today.
We're getting dumber.
Oh wow, one's taking me like 20 minutes to read, and the other one, it's depending on how much I want to stare at some of the art. I just went and breezed right through it.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm a
Twig
dialogue
just came out
junkie.
today.
It's
Twig
lazy
just
now.
came out today, and I know that Scotty Young is one of those type of people that is getting better and better and better as their writing progresses, and we mostly know them for being an artist. So if you look at the history of comics, everybody is mostly just a fan of the previous generation, which is a fan of a previous generation, which is a fan of a previous generation, until the originals were just, hey, I created Superman. I mean, Claremont, yeah, he was the type of person that was reading all the stuff that was coming out from Atlas back in the
Dude, he could
50s.
tell a fucking story.
And he knew
He
how
was
to
a
craft a
storyteller.
story. It was about the prose more than it was the art. And the art was great, but he knew that he had to meet deadlines. And
And
if
he
did,
focused on interpersonal
hours.
relationships. Like, he made them human and relatable. It's like, it seems so obvious. I don't know. Rawr!
What's your cat's name?
It's like, I can't relate to Batman or Superman or like even like Wonder. None of them really have human emotions. They're not very like just kind of static.
Deadpool does.
He's different.
Yeah.
even Deadpool from the beginning was just a cookie cutter run of the mill. Let's rip off this guy named Deathstroke over here and even interpolate the name.
Put more pouches on him.
Yeah. And then wound up having Joe Casey come along, or Kelly, and he wound up really putting a voice to him, gave that breaking down of the third wall, and essentially made him Marvel Comics equivalent of Bugs Bunny.
Howard the Duck or something.
Even Kelly Thompson's last run with the whole King Deadpool, where he's King of Monster Island and all that. That was really good. You got a lot more of a human-sided Deadpool in that. There's a real neat point, I think, maybe in like around issue 3, 4, 5, where he almost kind of has a little standoff with Captain America, and points out that like, hey, they're all monsters, but I'm a monster too, Steve. So if you're gonna be a friend of mine, then you should be accepting all the other monsters. And it's like, this big goof. Yeah, I mean, this big goofball that he is. And when you give him that type of little quick moment to shine through, it's even more impactful because, the goofball gets to stand up to
Deep
the
thoughts
golden
by
boy.
Deadpool.
It's filled with pathos, and if we know anything about comedians, those that are usually the funniest tend to be the most hurt and broken on the inside.
Yeah,
Looking at
that's
Watch
true.
Williams,
Comedy is usually a healer.
Yeah.
Peter Parker, he masks his anxiety by just
Yeah.
talking nonstop.
He just talks shit all the time.
The
It's just
Deadpool
all his
Spider-Man bromance team up.
I loved it.
It's
Yeah.
just-
It's like, but you're a killer, but you didn't save Gwen Stacy when she fell off a bridge.
Deadpool has a bro crush on him for real.
So that actually begs a pretty interesting question here. If you're familiar with some of these Marvel and DC products, is there a character or a team, and you don't have to tell us details, we would rather be surprised as everybody else, do you have a story or a character, and what would the character be?
If I had to pitch to Marvel,
If you had Marvel or DC, is there a character in mind that...
I mean, I would want to work with Deadpool for sure.
That's what I figured.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because he could just be totally shitty.
Well, hey, here's a little secret. Don't tell anybody. I don't think there's a current ongoing Deadpool right now.
The last thing that I remember reading about Deadpool was
I'm sorry.
Deadpool versus Black Panther, which was great. It was
Oh, I didn't see that one.
so good.
Has a
It was just
woman ever written for Deadpool?
I don't know.
I'm sorry?
has a woman ever written for Deadpool?
Was that Kelly Thompson?
Yeah, Kelly Thompson did.
Oh, okay.
I think didn't Gail Simone do a
Gail
little bit
Simone.
of writing Deadpool? Or...
I think she did a
Yes.
short, didn't she? Or did she do a full?
I did not know that.
So this is interesting because towards the end of Deadpool's run, they gave it to Gail Simone, and this was right after her Women in Refrigerators run on her blog. And then they canceled the book. And then they changed the title, said, you're going to be writing Deadpool, but you can't call him Deadpool. You can call him Agent X. That's how I was essentially introduced to Deadpool back in the early 2000s, because I didn't read that original run because in the late 90s, I didn't care about superheroes either. It was mostly extreme stuff. The best written material was all coming out from Vertigo, like Preacher, Transmet, The Swamp Thing.
Animal Man.
Swamp Thing.
Animal Man.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So when we're talking horror, there we go. And that's right up my alley.
Yeah. Yep.
So when you're talking movies like Metropolis or even comics like Ex Machina, where were you pulling some of these inspirations from as you were writing this? I mean, how long ago did you write it, and did the pandemic have any effect on it?
Everything that I've written for comics I've done within the past year. So
Nice.
a little nuts. So let's see. Sources of inspiration would be, I mean, the three that I mentioned. I do have a little bit of each of those in there, but there's also Stardust. And
Neil Gaiman.
Yes, he's one of my top 5 favorite writers. Let's see.
I finished that book locked out on the patio because on the 11th floor balcony where we would keep a little pole just to make sure the door would stay open, I lifted it up. I go to close the door. Shrunk. Like, well, now I guess I'm stuck. So if you remember the end of the book as they're embracing in the rain, I'm like crying, reading this, going, this is one of the greatest books I ever read. I'm still fucking trapped.
It's like 4:30 in the morning.
It's okay. Risa got back home Sunday at you're about right, 3, 4 in the morning.
Dang, I've done that before.
Oh my goodness.
Where are you?
Where's Rob? Help! So, what's your process in making your comic, and has it differed from how you've done things in the past?
The process for this one is very different because I have to do both prose and script a little bit. But for no matter what I'm writing, whether it's prose or comic, I always do a full outline first. I am a plotter or architect style writer. So it's bullet points. I think in bullet points. So it's just like chapter 1, boom, 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 boom. Here's all the things that have to happen. And then as I write it out, I'll add and embellish, but I follow the general gist of it.
It's cool.
Great.
There's pros and cons to both styles, like architect or gardener, and like architects, like you know where you're going, but a lot of times they can be kind of inflexible when, as you're going through, the character maybe changes a little bit, and that can like get you off kilter because you're not following your original plan. So I have to keep that in mind and be a little bit of a gardener as well sometimes when I have to follow what the characters are doing.
If you're doing a shorter story, when you have point A and point Z, filling everything in between, it can be a little bit easier. But when you start thinking of maybe 5 issues as opposed to maybe 50, like when we're talking Ex Machina, I'm pretty sure that Brian K. Vaughan, when he was writing it, had a solid goal in mind after 9/11. This is how I want the story to end. And then he had to write everything that was going on in between with his chief of staff that wound up being a traitor. Sorry, spoilers. It came out more than a decade ago. So all these characters coming together at different points, it might change and evolve the ending. I mean, the ending will still essentially be the ending, but sometimes things might have to change. Over the course of writing this, did you wind up having to alter things, or did things come to light?
I haven't altered anything, but I have added a lot since the original vision. Like, I'll be just driving and I'll think of something. Oh, that would be messed up. I should add that. So yeah, I the more I get to think about each chapter before I do it, the more stuff there's going to be in it, because I just play the scenes over and over in my head as I'm driving or listening to music or whatever, and they just get more detailed each time.
And is this when Dany goes, "Hey, come on, Elyse, I thought I was done."
Oh no, I never add things on when it gets to that point. I'm not going to do that to her. No, that's just before.
Hey, guess what? I have 4 more pages. No!
No, although she might shank me because she is terrified of spiders, and I put giant spider people in this
Yes,
so
I love it.
She's like, every now and then, she knows I'm terrified of pigs, so every now and then she just sends me like a really scary pig gift.
That's an interesting. How did that happen? Like, were you around pigs as a kid, or?
Oh God,
or
they scare me. You know,
their squeals are like there
was a serial killer
spooky.
that would like feed his victims to the pigs.
Yeah, I heard
people.
about that one. Yeah,
And I get it. We eat pigs, whatever. That's hypocritical. I don't care. I don't like anything that will eat people.
don't eat anything.
But if you like let just a normal pig loose in the woods for a while, it starts to grow hair and tusks, and they're just
it becomes a wild boar.
There's something about them that really, really bothers me. So I was like, Dany, I'm sorry about the spiders. Just know that in our next title, Fell Witch, I put in giant hell pigs, and it's going to be torture for me to review your illustrations of them. So we will even out in the end.
So what is the major factor that keeps you making comic books and continually, hopefully, into the future?
I love stories, first of all, but also with comics, there's more collaboration, and my creativity feeds off of collaborating with others, I've found out. So getting to work with an artist and an editor and a letterer and colorist, it just all these ideas pinging around. I really love it.
So I'm noticing in the background there a microscope.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, are you a scientist?
Yep. There's a bird's nest, a microscope, and then this is a salamander in here.
Nice.
Because I like.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. Yeah. She's a redback salamander, dark morph, and she is pregnant. So we're gonna have eggs soon.
Congratulations.
And these are the worms I feed her.
Are we gonna do that live? No, let's not. I need to eat later.
Nah, she's sleeping, and I don't disturb pregnant ladies. It's just
they need their beauty sleep.
Now it all makes sense why Tim is being a little bit quiet. We can't wake the pregnant salamander.
Yeah, Tim, you got the radio voice.
But Tim, I also wanted to throw this to you. Band of Bards. Are there other books that are going to be coming out soon? I wanted to at least give you an opportunity to tell the people what else is coming out from Band of Bards.
Yeah, I was going to preface that saying I think one of my strengths in life is knowing when to shut the hell up and let someone else talk.
I don't.
Oh. So, I always have my cheat sheet here, but we do actually have also Fell Witch with Elyse. That will be coming up later this year. And a few more titles in 2023 with Elyse, right? Ada and the Wolf, Haunts for Hire, and a couple others that are kind of kick around development. We haven't made an official announcement of this other, we'll say, mystery anthology that Elyse herself came she came up with the idea. She's been curating it, so I don't want to steal her thunder. She can speak much better of it than I can. But it's something that she has been putting a lot of hard work into for several months. And, from time to time, she kind of come and tell us about it and see if there's any way that we could possibly work together. It's a big project, so it's been one of those things that's taken a little bit more time to kind of really not just wrap your head around it, but figure out the best way to bring it. Gosh, I don't want to say bring it to market. It sounds like too much of a douchebag.
Just to put it in our grubby little comic book.
But to bring it to fans, to put it in your hands. It's there's a lot of work all the way around. It's a really fun collaborative effort, but I think, again, not to spoil too much of it, but with recent events this week, I think it's something that while we had kind of had this in mind for maybe longer term development, and we certainly have a busy year already ahead of us, there's a lot more impetus to just kind of get out moving on this project right now, and try to get it out here. I'd say crowdfunding possibly in the summer.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Woo-woo.
Like I said, there's
Very
still a lot of moving
mysterious.
parts, and there's a bunch of things that we're still trying to, firm up. So I don't want to say too much and then be like, actually we need to, backtrack on anything. But that's going to be a neat thing. I'll let Elyse speak about it a little bit, because she knows what's a spoiler and what's not better than I do, for one thing.
All right, we'll throw it to you, Elyse.
Well, do you want me to tell the basic theme and what's going on, or I don't know how much you want me to reveal.
If you start talking too much about it, I'll just start squeezing my stress ball a lot.
Or does it squeak?
alternatively-
Because I won't be able to see it if it's just my face on the screen like that.
No.
If it happens, this will happen.
Nope, stop talking, go to jail.
No, I mean, like we've gone through it a bunch in our. Well, we use Discord pretty heavily when we're collaborating with creative teams and stuff. So we've been chatting quite a bit in our Discord, set up private channels and stuff. That seems to be pretty helpful for everybody. But we've talked a lot about what we still need to figure out, and it's not, we're that close to having a lot of things figured out. It's just a matter of there's so many folks involved with this. It's there's just a little bit of few loose ends to get tied up, I guess. I don't know.
We're hustling.
Well,
Yeah.
when that
Doing our
happens,
best.
Yeah, I
we're going
understand.
to have you back on the show.
Yes.
I think you are going to want to talk about this one. Yeah.
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 On that case, we'll wrap up right about here. So what does the future look like for the both of you, and where can people find the both of you?
You first, Tim.
Yeah. All right. Bandofbards.com. You can always find us there, and always stress that sign up for the newsletter to get all the best Bard announcements. I'm really going to run that whole running gag into the ground. But, for when everybody's favorite billionaires take over every great public platform that we enjoy using, newsletters are the great way to always keep in contact. And, of course, hop over to the Zoop page for Sentience and back it. If you haven't used Zoop before, it's pretty simple. If you've got a Facebook login or a Google login, you could just use that. One click, you're logged in. It sets up your account. And Zoop functions more like an normal e-commerce site. You pick one of the main rewards from the top, and then there's a whole bunch of extra add-ons and stuff like in the middle of the page. I know a lot of folks are used to looking at these campaigns and seeing like a lot of book details front loaded and then the rewards. Kind of a little bit backwards like that. But there's a lot of great stuff in there. And if you just want to support it and maybe grab a couple add-on items, you can use the tip jar as your main reward. And that allows you then to grab, a couple maybe of the add-ons that you like and still supporting it. Because I understand it's this is a larger book, a little bit higher dollar item main rewards. But so folks want to support it still, there's always that tip jar.
Right. Elyse, where can people find you?
On Twitter, at Elyse Russell 13. I'm the brave little teapot. And then I do have my own website as well, ElyseRussellAuthor.squarespace.com. And you can talk to me. I'm friendly.
Well, you're into comics. I would hope that you're. Otherwise, you're part of that other hemisphere of comic books.
No.
Come on our show.
No, definitely not.
So we want everybody to check out bandofbards.com as well as after the show or sometime during the middle of the show. If you have another browser open, go on over to Zoop, ZOOP.gg/C/Sentience. And that is how you'll be able to reach Sentience. So I want to thank you both so much for coming on the show tonight. Now, we usually do a thing that is called Comic Book Therapy. I don't know if you pick up comic books weekly, but you're more than welcome to stick around the show. But I know that you're both very busy people. And again, we thank you so much for coming, and we're looking forward to help backing you next time that you have projects coming out.
Thank you so much for having us on.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So we're going to start doing our, this is Comic Book Therapy. So are you hanging around or are you all taking off?
I'm going to have to take off, but thank you very much for having me on. It's great talking to you.
Of course.
Thank you so much, Miss Russell and Mr. Stolinski.
I got some reading to do. I'll catch up.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So keep sticking around, Elyse. We're gonna
Come back.
All right, here we go.
Very
This
nice
is
to
Comic
meet
Book
you.
Therapy.
Okay, it is great to meet you too. Thank
We
you.
thank
Bye.
Elyse and Tim, and we're starting right about. Oh,
I'm going to get what I want.
Christ. Comic books. Comic books. Comic books.
Oh my god.
Comic books.
Let's get some.
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 Comic books.
all right, and it's back. It looks like just us three.
Oh, did he drop out?
I guess so. He showed a big stack of books I wanted to see, and then he dropped.
Maybe he just lost connection.
No, if he comes back, I will absolutely make sure to join him up. So, who wants to show some comics first? Lady.
I didn't pick up any today.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. All right. So the newbies that I got, like strictly the new releases, picked up an Obi-Wan for my buddy at work. She is a Star Wars person, so I told her I'd grab it.
Did you see the new trailer?
I
did.
did. It was
I
so
did.
good.
Yeah, I was like, oh damn, maybe
I
Hayden
can't
Christensen has a
wait.
chance to redeem himself.
Oh,
What? Avengers 5, Avengers
Ooh,
Forever
damn.
5.
Is that series good?
Yes. It's
I haven't read
cool.
it.
It's like different like multiversal mashup versions of characters.
Nice.
It's the right Avengers title at the right time.
Yeah. Avengers 55, the
Momoko.
Echo, Momoko. That's rad, dude. And then I picked up the Spider-Man 2099.
Oh, I heard that was coming out. That looks so. I love anything 2099. So
I don't-
good.
I don't think anybody got the A cover. Everybody wanted that.
That's a great cover. I thought that was the A cover.
That's the one I wanted.
Same.
So, and then here's some subbies that I got today. The last one I had, but I just wanted to pair it because it looks nice with other subbies. But they had these subbies for on the cheap at my LCS. But Submariner 44.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's a great cover.
Fighting the Human Torch.
Or no more. The OG
Right?
Human Torch? The robot one?
What?
I think that is the original Human Torch.
Yeah.
So this is issue 44. Issue 46. Got Stingray in here.
I almost picked that same issue up today.
Are you serious? Why are we the same person?
The copy that was at my shop, which I love Miami Fresh Comics, but it was that same issue, but there was a chunk missing out of the bottom right-hand corner.
How much were they asking for it?
I was not going back to you.
Huh?
There it is.
I can't even hear you. And then issue 47. This one's got writing and signatures on it, but
Oh, I have that issue. That's a great cover, a Doom cover.
he's fucking pile driving Doom out of a goddamn window. I love it. Doom's Mosque. So that is badass. Because it had writing on it and it's not in the best condition, it was $2.99.
Worth it.
Steal.
And then this is issue 49 that I already had.
Modoc.
But I think that's badass. Some cool little subbies in my humble opinion. Now, y'all, the 50-cent bin was very, very good to me. So I'm gonna show y'all what I got. Boom. Let's do it. Silver Sable #1.
Newsy.
Stand. Yeah, $2.99 on the subby, but it does have it's in low grade and some kiddos. Vicky and
Oh, come on, Vicky.
Vicky and then Deborah. So first it was Vicky Castillo and then Deborah.
I love it.
So Vicky stole it from her sister Deborah. And she scratched out Deborah's name and she put her name. You're on mute.
You're mute, Rob.
But anyways, that's fucking drama.
Must be friends with Doug.
But I would fight over this too. I would fight my sister for this too, so I can't hate. Anyways, this was 50 cents, y'all. 50-cent bin. Silk.
Oh, nice.
#4. Yeah, I'm just like, I was picking these up. #7. Crazy. Then I found Hellcat 8. So I have a couple of Hellcats. I have issue 1 and 4. If these are 50 cents, like I'll pick it up. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
I have the last issue if you need it.
What issue is that? 16?
Whatever the last issue is, it's the only one I have. I think it's 16 or 19 or 17.
So, Heroes for Hire, Civil War, issue 1, 2, and 3. 50 cents.
Move the shield out of the way.
I know. This was also in the 50-cent bin. Couldn't believe this shit. It was like I said, today was a really good day for the 50-cent bin.
Oh, wow. Is that a variant?
Nice.
Nah, it's a cover.
Oh, it's the second volume of Future Foundation.
Yeah, and then I found this badass Nova 30.
Oh, nice.
I didn't know it went that far.
Goes past that. It goes at least to 31, and I passed that, I'm pretty sure. Mighty Avengers 14, the Avengers 57 homage.
Is that a newsie?
No. for 50 cents, dude. Fucking
Still great.
this 50-cent bin.
Mm.
Oh, I love that cover. That run, I love Jason Aaron.
All right, look. Here's another one. 50 cent. I don't know what they were doing, but like they had some good shit in there. So I was picking it up. I needed this West Coast Avengers 78 and 79. So they had that.
Ooh, I've never seen that cover before. That's a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
It's my boy.
Lord. Then I found 2 copies of Silver Surfer 3. Rob, do you need that?
I
Who's
could
he
use a
fighting?
copy. That looks like Airwalker, is it?
Who needs a copy?
I do.
Never heard of him.
Who said that? Rob or
Rob Worst.
Okay.
Because I'm the worst.
All right. I just put one. And then I also found an issue 124.
Oh.
Do you need that, Rob?
Yeah.
All right. I already have it.
Oh, nice.
So, and then check this out. 50 cent bin. Captain Marvel.
Ooh.
1 of 3. Two of 3.
I like this artwork.
The final one's badass.
Yeah, this artwork is great.
Yeah.
Oh, we find a brood? Nice.
50 cent.
Oh, yeah.
50 cent. All right. Now this one wasn't 50 cent. This one was back issue. Let me get this next chunk. Oh my god, I got a lot in today, but y'all can forgive me. You can get over it.
No, it's all good. Keep going.
It's only us two that's showing comics.
Miss Kitty.
Thor 291.
Damn, that is a nice cover.
This is where the Olympians attack the Eternals.
Yeah, I have a good chunk of that, but I don't have that cover. That's a great one.
And
Yeah,
then
anyone trying to put together Eternals, you need that issue.
this was 50 cent bin. Thor 383 and
You were showing some great ones.
384.
The once and future Thor.
Yeah, this is 384 is a key.
Hmm.
And then this I got in from Comics for Cheap. 248 cap. I'm working on the John Byrne Captain America run, which is like 247 through 255.
Smart.
251. That was for Comics for Cheap. And 252. Comics for Cheap. Also this 300 Comics for Cheap. But then I found this in the 50 cent bin today, 306, where he and Captain Britain battle Mordred. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, I would have never guessed.
Yeah, me either. And I found this in the 50 cent bin, 385. And this I got from Comics for Cheap. Hulk, 306. This is Magnola.
I love his
307.
artwork.
Yeah, it's great. And then 309. Yeah, this is some great Magnola stuff.
85.
And then Hulk 425.
That's a newsstand, right?
Yeah. And then I got this in the back issues at my LCS today, 184.
Dang.
I needed it, yeah. This is also a back
Scourge of the
issue.
Underworld.
191. And then I got this from Comics for Cheap, 227. 232. This is also Comics for Cheap. This is the first time John Byrne takes over writing and art. 233. That's for Comics for Cheap. 234 Comics for Cheap. These next two I found in the 50-cent bin today. Fantastic Four 302.
That's a great cover.
Yeah, and then 304. So, yeah. 2 50-cent bins. This came in. This was from Comics for Cheap. Just a badass Daredevil 238, part of the the Mutant Massacre, and Art Adams, just early Art Adams art. Look, this was in the 50-cent bin, still in the bag. Invincible Iron Man #1 variant. So I grabbed it.
Zombies?
Yeah, it looks like it. They're all kind of rotted.
That's a great cover.
Look pretty rotted out.
MODOK is dead too? Dang, that is great.
Poor MODOK.
Yeah. This, I got the back issues at my LCS. Check that shit out.
Nice. Is that the Hulk? Oh my gosh, that's great. The battle below.
This is the shit.
I love it. I'm
Thank
slowly
you.
working on that run.
Y'all, come on.
That's great.
There's some badass books in Iron Man you can get on the low.
Yeah, I agree.
These are from Comics for Cheap. I claimed from.
Oh my gosh, I want that cover. That is a great cover of MODOK. Dang. Those 200 and up I really enjoyed of Iron. Yeah. That ghost dude.
Yeah.
Still need to find a
Yeah. That's like the beginning of what is it? The Armor Wars, right? Yeah.
222.
When I first started collecting, I was reading a lot of these Iron. I was just getting them from fucking half price and just reading them. Dang, I love this cover. There's so many good covers in this run.
224.
Even like the 300s are pretty nice too.
Yeah. Okay, that was my big ass chunk.
That was a huge chunk.
Yeah, so anyways. Alright, I'll show one more thing that I got in, just rando. This was from Shelby's Comics, but it's a Champions, but it just happened
Shelby. Nice.
A Captain Marvel. I think she's badass. Alright.
Get away from my face. Get away from my face.
What'd you think of my stuff, Rob?
I think your stuff is amazing, and there's so many things that I'm gonna go. God damn, I need that, and I need that.
Yeah, I saw that Iron Man 205. I'm about to look it up as soon as I am done with this. Actually, I can do it now.
That sounds like something I'll probably be doing later tonight. And considering the one book that I got here, maybe I should kind of lay off buying some things. Oh my God, yes, please.
These will go into the Rob pile.
Rob pile.
I have a whole bunch more doubles that I pulled too, but we'll talk about that on, I guess, like Friday or Saturday if we do a show together.
Yes, we'll get in touch with one another. I'll have my people get in touch with your people.
Don't call me. I'll call you. No,
okay.
No one calls me. All right, so here we go. These are the comics I picked up today. And just a little reminder, the place that I usually pick up all my comics, his name is John Freshley. You can find him over on Instagram at Miami Fresh Comics. He usually does claim sales Thursdays later around 8, 9 o'clock, but not this week. This week, he'll likely be doing it this Saturday. So just take a look at his Instagram page and you'll be apprised just as much as everyone else, because you might be just as surprised as he is when he goes live. Here are the comics that came out today. We're going to start with the Independents. There weren't a ton that I picked up, but I think I got ones that were worth it.
Oh, I did order Twig.
Oh, I'm looking forward to reading that later. I don't know what this is about, but it had a really badass looking cover.
Metal Society.
I dig it. Now, here's a book where I'm going to quit it once it gets to issue 25. And guess what? They solicited issue 26.
Reflection, Steven Spock.
Once in the future with Reflection cover for Spock, issue 25. Dan Mora cover. Here is Righteous Thirst of Vengeance by Rick Remender and Andre Lima Ariul. I probably butchered that name, and I'm sorry if you're watching. I don't think they're watching, so hopefully I didn't butcher too bad. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Look at that kick-ass looking cover.
Heroes in a Half Shell, Turtle Power.
Heroes in a Half Shell being dismantled. TMNT disassembled. And for all those that are out there watching, do not forget, this Saturday is Free Comic Book Day. Make sure to call around Friday just to make sure that your shop is participating, or any other shops that might be out of your county or perhaps even out of your state. But here's one of the ones that are coming out. This is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Free Comic Day. This is going to be leading into a new storyline. Now this is, and we're not supposed to be getting this if we're a regular comic book fans. Only stores should be having this right now, so don't run to your shop and think you're going to get it. I shouldn't even really have it, but we want to make sure that the comic shops, the LCSs out there, they get the word out for Free Comic Book Day. Now, do remember, people out there watching this show, if you're grabbing some of these free comic books, the shops themselves, they still have to pay for the comics. So you might get 2 or 3. Don't try and grab a giant old stack like what you're seeing behind me here, because you're essentially stealing. Try and buy a couple books while you're also out there. Help support your local comic shop. Now back to the comics. Here's Twig issue number 1 by Scotty Young, artwork by Kyle Strahan. So just to let you know, the interiors are not by Scotty Young. This is kind of like Strange Academy. He's becoming more of a writer when it comes to these storylines, but he'll still be doing a lot of covers. Just I'm not expecting him to do interiors probably ever again. So those were the independents. Here are the DC comics. Because my Marvel, I picked up a big boy book today. Oh, it hurts me in the wallet. Here is Batman number 123. This is a badass looking cover, just with a kind of weird looking way that he has the arm looking, but okay, whatever. I still like the look of it. And it's kind of a crossover with this multi-storyline in Robin, Deathstroke. And I hate to say it, but if you're just waiting for Chip Zdarsky to start taking over on the book, it's probably okay to skip these issues. Batman Beyond issue number 2. I know there's probably a first appearance of some sort in it, but until I read it, I really don't want to speak about it too much. Otherwise, let's see what's going on in the chat. My LCS did not get independence today. Well, just check back over Saturday. There's shipping issues everywhere. It's not limited just to comics. It's across the spectrum. So just keep calling. I don't mean...
Yeah, Papa, my LCS didn't either.
Oh, night, night. And by the way, we will be singing Happy Birthday to Kirk at the end of the show. Because Kirk's birthday is this Friday.
It is.
Spoilers. Wanda says no more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I knew it.
Yeah, had to. It's okay. But hey, you want a real spoiler alert for Doctor Strange 2? There's 2 end credit sequences, and the final one involves Bruce Campbell and his hot dog cart. That's actually accurate. Here is Killing Time issue number 3. This is the B cover. I think this is the first appearance of The Help. This is the second Tom King miniseries going on right now, because the other one is his Bat Cat. So there's people that could be...
that one's I like. Batman, Catwoman. It's pretty good.
It's good, but it's just weird having 2 series of Batman where one is like a way back throwback story from the old days, and then we have the Bat Cat, which is Batman and Catwoman in the future. So good, I got the A cover as well because it's the first Help, which I guess is kind of like Alfred. I don't know. Here is Earth Prime issue number 3, because as we all know, I'm sorry, Legends of Tomorrow got canceled. We won't be seeing any more TV episodes of that, but I don't watch a lot of TV just because the pandemic happened and I just stopped caring. Here is Flashpoint Beyond issue number 1. Is Jeff Johns. Let's see if he can piece this together a little bit better than, I don't know, Doomsday Clock, and maybe have it be resonant. Here is Nubia Coronation Special. Love the muscles on this back. She could kick my ass anytime. All right, here's some back issues I picked up. And this one here, when I went, oh, this looks really cool. I love Star Sapphire. I'm trying to put together my Green Lantern run of Volume 2, the ones from the 60s. So I bring it to the counter, and he goes, let me look it up. Oh, my God. So he wound up giving it to me for $30. So again, folks, the comic book shop that I go to, his name is John Freshley. You can find him at Miami Fresh Comics, and he gets books like this all the time. And if you think this is pretty awesome, wait till what I have to show you later.
Oh, shit.
All right, so that's Superman issue 261 of Lick My Boots, because I am a sadist. I'm a sadist. Speaking of sadism, here's Lex Luthor after he lost his hair saying, I will get revenge on you, you son of a bitch. And he does. I don't know if it happens in the story, but certainly a cool looking cover. It's the greens and purples that sold it for me. To me, this is going to be the cover of the week. It's on a book that nobody is reading, I'm pretty sure. It's Matthew Rosenberg. If you like The Punisher when he was wearing his Iron War Machine armor, it's the same writer. But look at this cover. It's Lucillo Perillo doing Not Sexy, but look at the detail that he puts into the foliage, the skull. I'm wondering how people are going to look at this thing years from now. Or maybe they just won't and go, hey, look at this cool cover. Remember, before Key Collector was out, people were buying comics for the covers more than they were first appearances to some points. Because all you had to do was had somebody on a YouTube show go, look at this cover, it's really cool. And everybody jumped to eBay. Not anymore. Here is World's Finest issue number 2. I got the B cover last week. Got the A cover this week. This would be probably my runner-up for cover of the week. And this is, I'm not going to pronounce his name right, so I'm just going to show the cover. Again, no one's reading this one either, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be low print. It looks like Adam Hughes, but without the sexy and just is nuanced. World of Krypton issue number 6. Just gorgeous. Cover by alone, I have not been reading a single issue of that, but I think the cover's worth it alone. Speaking of covers alone, this is Art Germ. It came out last week, but my shop just got it in because not all shops get all their books in on time. Amazing Spider-Man issue number 1, half and half. Oh, we got Michael Eamon in the house. Happy birthday, Kurt.
Thank you, Michael. Get some more.
To be fair, yes, a small hamster could kick my ass. All they have to do is kick my knee, karate chop to the neck. I've broken a lot of bones and been shot a lot of times. You're not wrong. As I get older, my hair is less like Medusa and more like Luthor, aren't we all? Except for me, I'm 42 going on 43 in like 2 weeks. Yeah, we all have birthdays. Here is Avengers 159.
Ooh, I love that cover.
Me too. And it's Graviton. They used him in the Marvel's, what is it, Avengers Assembled cartoon. So I really want to read that one. Here is a Grim Reaper appearance. These are just 2 that were missing.
I love Grim Reaper. Classic.
Yeah, those are harder to find.
Yeah.
I've never seen any of these in the wild, so those are great.
So close to getting a full run of 100 to 200 before you have to start working backwards. Which is okay. I have a first Kang, but I don't have an Avengers 4.
I have a 100.
That. Here's Avengers 4. This is the second print. And people, if you're sleeping on this, you should be picking this up. And the reason why is because there was a leak that is now all over the place. We now know, and we knew from the poster from A Shard of Glass showing this shield, that Haley Atwell will be reprising her role as live action Captain Carter in the Deadpool 2. So early appearance, second print.
Did you get a couple of those, or is that the only one you got?
No, that's just issue 4, second print. This is issue 5 that came out today. We already saw this earlier. And on top of that, because it was a cool looking spider, issue 5 variant. And I do have to say the paper has drastically improved since the She-Hulk second prints that look like toilet paper. So here's another issue that's out free comic day. So again, remember to hit your local comic shop because this will be the most in demand of all of the free comic book day Marvel comics. This is Avengers X-Men Eternals, and you're probably going, it's a free comic day. Why is it going to be worth something? First appearance of Blade's daughter. What? Blade's daughter? I'll pay. Yeah, free. This Saturday, go to your local comic shop up.
Who's the mom?
Copy. I'm sorry?
I said, who's the mom?
I'm curious myself. I haven't read it yet. We're going to find that out over the course of the weekend. Here's Ben Reilly's Spider-Man issue number 4. This is Skokie. So, yeah, of course, I'm going to be picking up all his artwork. Here is a scan variant of Black Panther Legends number 4. This is the big boy book, folks. Be prepared because I'm putting together a run. I'm doing pretty well. Maybe not as well as Lady Fantastic and some of those John Burns, but at least I don't have to get this anymore. Oh. That set me back a bit, but I'm no longer having the problem of finding an issue 100 in at least a 6.5, 7.0 of Captain America number 1. And he had another copy that he promised to me, and then he called me up saying, yeah, I have somebody in the store. I actually have a better copy. Do you want me to release this to him? And I went, it's fine. I walk in the store today. Hey, Rob, look what I found. That's actually what I did. But I kept this face for about 2 minutes.
Classic.
So how do I follow up a Captain America 1? I mean, what could possibly follow up a Captain America 1? Would it be a... only because it's in order of alphabet. But this is the second print of Carnage number 1. So yeah, might as well. They're finishing up this story. I don't know if another writer will jump onto it, but it's Cantwell in Iron Man number 19. I think they're coming up to a wedding, and that wedding is going to be with Hellcat and Tony.
Meow.
Tough. Here's another free comic book day that came out, that will be coming out on Saturday.
I want that.
There should be an original story of, I can't remember if it's Moon Girl or America Chavez, but it's one of the two. But either way,
it's Moon Girl.
It's a win either way. Now, these are 3 issues that were unbagged and he just had sitting out. And I have a few, but not all of them. He had 197, Moon Knight. He had 198, Moon Knight.
Oh.
He had 199, Moon Knight.
In a free bag?
All of them were unbagged, just sitting out somewhere. And I went, don't mind if I do. There were multiples. Why not?
Okay.
So now I have Punisher 1 through 7 because I found 2 today.
Oh, sweet.
Now I need 8, 9, and 10. Specifically need an issue 10 because that Daredevil cover coincides with the Captain America cover that is the same storyline told from one in Punisher's perspective and the other in Captain America's. When I heard about that today from John over at Miami Fresh Comics, it is now on my list. Next up, here is a second print of Gwenverse in her Night Gwen outfit.
Interesting.
Hellcat is the mother of Blade's daughter. That, if that's accurate, I would love to see that. I love Patsy Walker. Hey, me too. Now Oz needs it. Hey, Planet Arizona. Hope the post office is working well for you. I need a better copy of the Cat 1. It's not like my copy's the greatest either. It's a 5 or 5.5 or maybe even 4.5. I don't know. I'm just happy I have one, and I'm not near mint. I'm not about a 9.8. I just want the book as long as it's not falling apart. Remember how we were saying earlier that I didn't even see an A cover.
I did.
I didn't care about
it. I wanted that one because it's like the OG.
I had to get this one. There was no other cover I wanted unless it was the same thing but in red and virtual.
Right.
I don't know.
Exactly. Thank you.
All right, here we go. Here's another free comic book day that's coming out this Saturday. This is Venom and Spider-Man. Spider-Man Venom. Keep in mind, there was a comic last year that was almost very similar, so do remember to pick up the correct one. Next up is, well, we're talking subbies, and I saw that Submariner, and 2 issues behind that one, there was this.
Interesting.
Now, what is interesting about this one, it has a reprint of Marvel Comics issue number 1, which is the technically first appearance of Namor, because Marvel Comics number 1 reprinted the 5 pages that were in Motion Picture Weekly number 1, of which there's only maybe 5 left in the entire world. So I wanted to read this story, and it was actually a very quick read. For like 1939 or so, it's really dark. I mean, Submariner straight up kills dudes in this. It's worth it. Paid $10, worth every penny. Now, Lady Fantastic picked this up a couple weeks ago, and I didn't pay too much for it, and I hope nobody out there pays too much for this book, because when you see Doctor Strange 2, you're going to see that all the spec is wrong. And those cameos, awesome. That's all it's going to be. They probably can't. Here is What If, issue number 18. This is What If Dormammu made Doctor Strange a disciple. It's Dark Doctor Strange. Is it this one in the movie? Is it the one that's over in like the other volume? No, it's just an amalgamation of all of them. Don't pay too much for this. I just wanted it because I didn't have it, and it's a cool cover, and I didn't want it to go any higher. Here is Marauders number 2. Yes, I'm still getting the X-Men stuff, but it's the Kitty Pryde X-Men, so it's fine. Maybe. And the last book, it is another X-Men book. It is Thunderbird, Back from the Dead, maybe, who knows, I don't know. I'll probably never read it. It's X-Men. I have stopped. Those are the comics that came out today. We thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Live viewers, replay viewers, we love you all so much. We're going to go around the room and see if there's anything going on anybody's shows or making any appearances. Kirk, you doing anything over the course of the week?
I am not doing any shows, but if you have not heard, I have been doing a claim sale for the last couple days.
Thursday, posting fire.
Yeah.
Posting fire.
It went quite well. Tomorrow and Friday are going to be basically modern day books. So I'll be putting up modern day Marvel, DC, a little bit of DC because I don't have a lot of DC, and some indie stuff. So, and it's all from my collection. It's going towards a good place, aka trying to pay rent. But yeah, I appreciate it. If you can stop by, let me know. It'll be on my IG, and it'll probably be posted in the afternoon around 4 or 5. So, yeah. But besides any shows, I ain't got no show coming up. Well, Monday, the Monday Comic Book Jive on Hood Rat Comics, we, top and spec in this corner. That is, if you're ready to sit down and learn, he always sharing knowledge. But besides that, I ain't got nothing else going on.
Dan Torrey, I watch him as he does that, and even if I miss the entire show, I would not want to miss it for him because I learn something new every time I watch it.
I know. Well, what's up,
Red Lady?
Dan Delatorre actually hit me up, Rob. He needs. I want him to come on the show like one Friday, but
yes,
here too. But like you and me when we show books. Because he wants to come on and like show his shit too and talk about books and titles that he likes, and I said yes, man. So I got his email.
My stuff look like garbage. He has an Avenger.
I know. I've played against him in
the Ancient One
in the Hunt. Yeah, he posts fire, even though like our categories is supposed to be like dollar books or like not.
Yeah, there's a price, right?
Yeah, and it's like, whoa.
Why you?
It doesn't matter.
I mean,
But,
he's even said it. He doesn't pick up really the new books.
No, he
Yeah.
is like a purist. He's got beautiful books, and he really appreciates them. And he's a cool guy, nice guy. So we're gonna try to get him on. And Kurt, when we do, would you want to come on with us too?
Hell yeah!
All right, man. I'll get it. Like, I'm not sure if I'll do it this night, this Friday night, or what. But maybe in a couple of weeks, because on certain Fridays, since I'm the reigning champ on the hunt,
Woo whoop!
I'll have to do that. But I'll probably lose soon, because people are fickle. The audience is fickle. Yeah, I don't have anything going on. I'm usually every Tuesday night on Sands auction. But other than that, just kind of doing every Friday with Rob, every Wednesday here, and trying to live my life.
Living life is worth it because we follow rule number 1 around here. What is that?
Don't be a dick.
Well, that's 2, but yeah, we don't die.
Don't die.
Don't die. And don't be a
And then
dick.
don't be a dick.
Please
The only
Whatever.
time we're ever a dick is we're at a comic shop and someone's, I don't know if I should buy that. Let's see, you have that at $80 and you want to give it to me for $20. Well, if you're the type to push that son of a bitch aside and go, I'll
I'll
give
buy
you
it.
$20, then it's fine.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I can't wait to see Multiverse of Madness. I watched Moon Knight, too, as well
Moon
tonight.
Knight had a good ending, and reminder for people watching this, at the end of the episode, stay past the credits if you want to find out what actually happened at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
All right.
Doctor Strange on Friday. Otherwise, any other thoughts, lady?
No, none.
All
Nah.
right. In that case, any of y'all, if you wanted to find me, I'm on Twitter. I really don't post anymore on Instagram. I just kind of gave up. And when it comes to Twitter, if Elon Musk turns it into his political extension for making him president, I'm probably going off there too, and then I'll only be on the YouTubes. But otherwise, you can check me out over on Lady Fantastic, hopefully this Friday or Saturday. And otherwise, I was on Mr. Comics 89. I played against Daymares.
Oh, that was great.
He was Ghost Rider. I was Zatanna. I prepared and wrote notes, and I guess I won. So thank you for all the people that voted for me out there. And don't forget to check out his show, The Knockout, over at Mr. Comics 89. Otherwise, we're going to be back next week, and our special guest will be Mr. Michael S. Katz. He is an attorney. He was on a few weeks ago trying to help artists and writers. That
Yeah, he was cool.
He was great. And guess what? He has a new comic book coming out. That comic book is going to be called Riot Earp, not Wyatt, Riot Earp. And he'll be joining us next Wednesday. So all y'all, thank y'all for joining us. We will be back next week, same time. We're sorry that we weren't able to be around last Wednesday. My computer broke a couple days ago. The AC
I'm not sorry.
But guess what? It's done. It's over. And we're back to our normal time schedule. So we will see you next week. Love y'all. Read your comics. Good night.
Love y'all. Bye.
See y'all. Ma'am.
Nobody exists on purpose.
Warning.
None of those.
I
had it
love
like
it.
It's true.
man.
Nobody exists on purpose.
Especially me. Good night.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see this episode again, along with a catalog of back episodes and issues, surf on over to Not Near Mint on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications.